What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher. You're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TbT and Ace.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TbT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey, guys. This is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
Hey, guys. It's Leather Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay here, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Crank it up.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad. It's a blessing to teach you a lesson at the Weekly Pour with TbT and Ace.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
What's up, everybody? I am TbT, and that guy way over there is Ace, and joining us in the middle is Mr. Cody Howell. Cody Howell is the result of Western sound, Midwestern heart, and an honest-to-goodness country lifestyle, drawing inspiration from artists like Randy Rogers, Dierks, Bentley, and Zane Williams. His passion for storytelling incites connection and good times through sheer musical authenticity. The Kansas native served years in the United States Navy before settling in Nashville to pursue music full-time. He also attended Belmont University and supports organizations like Project Canine Hero. Upon the move to the Music City, Howell linked up with renowned musician and producer Kent Wells. Since then, he has proven to be an unstoppable force, appearing as background vocals on Dolly Parton's recently released rock album, Rockstar. Cody Howell's first solo project, Any Way You Go, is available now with plans for a full album in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to welcome to the show Mr. Cody Howell. Cody, welcome.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. How things going for you?
Good, man. I was rushing back to get here. It's like an hour drive, and there was actually, I feel like every day there's a wreck on the highway, but yeah, this one was on mine, and I was like, squeezing in. But other than that, going good.
Where are you at right
in Lyles, Tennessee? So I was heading from Belmont University in Nashville, trying to get back out to my. I just got a house that's down the street from where Johnny Cash's farm was. So
that's horrible.
I bought out this way. Yeah.
Well, my wife is heading back from Canada. She just got into Indiana. They've been stopped 4 separate times. 2 of them were wrecks. One was like a beer truck on fire. I don't know if the beer could catch on fire.
Wait, did she stop to get any of the beer?
That's what bothered me. But she said there was beer all over the highway.
I would still be there.
Right.
Open those doors.
And then the semi was like split in half later on down the road. So I agree with you. There's wrecks everywhere. No one can drive. It rained today where we're at. It rained.
Yeah, and of course, with the rain comes, spilt beer. So that's like party fouls and all that. So see, that would have been perfect, Cody, for part of your video for your new single, All the Spilt Beer. Party foul. There's your next
get out there
right
and start
there.
playing the guitar right next to it.
Well, Cody, you're a newcomer for a lot of our listeners or watchers right now. So you just released your new single, which is Any Way You Go. Very, very catchy. It's absolutely one of those, and it's part of the press release, I think, that came out with it too. It's definitely one of those bonfire night songs that you just, you get to cranking, and I mean, it sends a message of just, hey, whatever you're doing, do it, and all that. How did this song come about?
Kind of started in I had a dream. I was leaving Walmart, and we were heading to a bonfire, And this one gal is like, do I ride with him? Do I ride with you? Do I ride with you? And she couldn't make up her mind. I was like, it doesn't matter. Anyway you go, we're all going to the same place. So I kind of had that dream and woke up and jotted it down before I forgot it. And then I kind of had worked on it through the next few days and then hit up my buddy Jason. And then we kind of had it written by the end of the month or so after a few writes. But it's a good one, man.
So you wrote this yourself?
I started most of it and then kind of got through the first verse and the chorus and then hit up my buddy Jason Johnson to help
Yeah.
finish writing it. Yeah.
And is that something you aspire to do when you're putting this upcoming material out, that you're going to try to write most of it?
Most of it. So I got 7 songs that are going to be on the EP in next year, and three of them are solo writes, and
All
then
right.
4 of them are co-writes.
Nice.
Even better.
Yeah.
In the past, people that wrote their own songs in country music, that was kind of frowned upon. And now it's becoming a bit of a trend. You have these bigger stars now that started out writing songs for other people, and then now pushing their own material. So I commend you for doing that. At least you're, pushing your own material. That's great.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel like the more you can get yourself into the writing process and all the songs, the more original or real, authentic that it turns out.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So
you're originally from Kansas, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Southeast Kansas.
The part of your bio that really intrigued me, other than the fact that, our podcast is about new music and music in general, one of the things that appealed to me was the fact that you yourself are a veteran and served for what, 7, 8 years?
Yeah, 7, it's a little over 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was the Navy, so I won't bash you on that. What was your rate?
It's mass communication. And see, I chose Navy because being from Kansas, you don't get much like ocean. So, I mean, there's no ocean. So I was like, well, if I go to the Navy, I'll at least be able to see something other than just the land,
Yeah,
That was my
absolutely.
choice,
Yeah, that's interesting, because I do wonder, in all seriousness, how do you pick the Navy of all of them? Because chances are you could be on a ship, gosh, for months at a time and see nothing but water.
And I was.
So
And it sucked.
yeah. What kind
Yeah,
of ship?
it's an aircraft carrier, the Carl Vinson in San Diego,
Sweet.
North Island over there by Coronado.
Yeah, you couldn't have got any further away to get on an aircraft carrier than Coronado.
Well,
Yeah.
and plus San Diego's a great city. That's a great city.
Mhm.
So did you pick up surfing?
I did it a few times. I've rode a wave a couple times, but not enough to really say that, I guess not enough to really call myself a surfer. But I have rode a wave before a few times. Well, I tried a bunch of times and was horrible, but I've been able to stand up and, be there a little bit.
At least you tried. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I appreciate it. I thank you for your service. I'm actually a retired Coast Guard chief, so I know what it's like to
Oh,
be
yeah.
out on the ocean and not see land for quite a while. But kudos to you and appreciate your service. One of the things you do before we get involved into actually all about you and your musical history is that you're really involved with a veterans organization, one of which is the K9 Project
Mhm.
Hero. I think I'm saying it right. What
Yeah,
got you
Project
involved
K9
with that?
Hero.
Okay.
So mainly just right now, they kind of sponsor me with t-shirts, different stuff like that. So anytime I'm out playing or doing something, half notable or something, then I'm either wearing their t-shirt, their hoodie or whatnot. And then as well, sometimes when they have events in Nashville, I'll come play at their events. And then I've hosted a few times. Jason's hit me up and been like, hey, we're out doing all this other stuff. There's an event we just need you to go kind of MC at. And so I go on and do some MC and set up the table and stuff and do my best, to further their cause because it's awesome.
Absolutely. And it doesn't hurt to start waving the flag and getting your name out there as well, too. So that's a big deal.
That's true. Yeah. And then, just making sure that, I mean, that, it keeps things going and keeps what I'm doing more on track as well, with, making sure, all the stuff I'm working with and it's all good stuff and not, I don't know, something odd or something.
The right path, right?
Yeah, the right path. Yeah. It's easy as a musician, man, you could go off on the wrong path there,
Oh, sure. We've talked to quite a few that have actually went the wrong way before coming back on the right course. So yeah, we get it completely. What tell us about your start in music? What got Cody involved with music?
So I think it was like 16, 15 or 16. And my dad played guitar at the church. He's a preacher at the Calvary Baptist Church in Parsons, Kansas. And I just kind of wanted to play guitar a little bit, and I would, sing in church and stuff. So I started picking up the guitar, kind of learning it, just the basic chords. And then I song led at the church for a while. And whenever I was 18, I went to college for audio engineering. So I got a lot more into it. And had a little band and just kind of started it there and slowly got more and more. It just, I don't know, there was something calling me, say, hey, do music.
Yeah, so you know your way around a soundboard then a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My brother has a degree in that audio engineering, which I always found cool. He would bring home reel-to-reel tapes from college that we'd sit and listen to of all the bands that he was recording, which was pretty cool, but except it was the same song over and over and over. Yeah, but he'd be like, now listen to this, like a remix or something, and I'm 12. I don't know what you're doing. It's "Turn Me Loose" by Loverboy over and over and over.
So you've basically heard that song as many times as you can ever think in every different way.
Right, and by a local band that was pretty good, but come on, over and over.
You're not bitter. Not bitter at all.
So you do the audio engineering.
That's it.
You sang in church. A lot of people start in church, which is always cool. You play the guitar. You go to the military. You get out of the military. Now, would you go to college first or go to the military?
So I went to 2 years of college. So I got an associate's in audio engineering or whatever it's called, applied science of whatever it's called. But it's audio engineering, 2-year associate's degree. Then went to the military. And then got out and used the GI Bill to go to Belmont University for music business now. I'm on my last semester here.
Nice.
Do what?
So
that's
going to help you. I mean, you know your way around the studio a little bit. You might know a little bit about the ins and outs of what, the business is going to be like for you. Maybe you'll get a little more heads up on your contracts than a lot of artists.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
So tell us how you got hooked up with Kent Wells.
That was I feel like I would say I wouldn't necessarily say luck. I'd say chance. Whenever I first got here, I was going out meeting 30 to 50 people every night for probably a year, almost a full year before meeting a lady met me to Kent Wells. Lena Page met me to Kent Wells. And I would say, if you go out to a bar or something and you want to get the hottest girl's number, you don't just give one girl your number. You give 10 of them your number. One of them might hit you back up.
Whoa, you can't start giving away all the secret.
But that's how, it's whenever moving to Nashville, it's just being on the grind, meeting as many people as I could to just try to get my foot in the door somewhere. I ended up meeting Kent, and then he's down to work with me and stuff. So we start working on the EP and whatnot, and that has just been kind of a little bit of a slow, fast process to see where, okay, man, this is working really good. Okay, slow down. Let's figure this out. And then.
So were you playing the bars in Nashville at the time, making the rounds, doing that? Did you have a band that you were taking around playing?
So kind of played around Nashville, not really downtown. Downtown, you play a lot more cover songs. Around
Mhm.
town, you get to play your own songs a little bit. But yeah, I would do writers rounds and over in the Franklin, South Nashville area, I'd be putting different types of bands together and stuff to play whatever kind of show I could get to play. You know.
And for those that aren't familiar, Kent Wells is a producer that has that's toured and recorded extensively with major artists including Reba McEntire, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Keith Whitley, the Oak Ridge Boys, and he's also produced Dolly Parton's two highest Billboard debuting albums and served as musical director for her recent world tours. So this isn't just somebody off the street that you've now got in your company. This is someone who's been around the block, knows
He's got
what's
a better.
going on, and is really a good person for you to have in your corner.
Yeah, no doubt. That's why I said it's like I'm pretty blessed, I'd say. And to get it kind of pretty fast, I guess. Or I mean, to have someone like that to work with this quick of kind of getting to Nashville, because a lot of times it takes someone 8 years, 10 years to kind of get in that position. So I'd say I'm pretty blessed, I think.
Right, and I think that's one reason if you're good at writing songs that you can get your foot in the door even that way, and it takes a while. We talked about that earlier.
Hmm.
So if you can't get in bar bands, you can't get noticed that way, but maybe you can write some songs, make some connections that way. Um, so I mean, there's a couple routes to it.
Yeah. Yeah, like you even what was it, Hardy? Hardy was a big writer for a lot of other people before he ends up, and now he's
Yeah,
freaking, I mean, a
Everywhere.
superstar now, you know?
right. We talked
Yeah.
about Hardy just before he blew up. What was it? A week
At
before
least
he
a
blew
week
up.
before, and then all of a sudden he was everywhere. So this may
Right.
be good luck for
Oh,
you
you
too.
had oh, you had Hardy on the show?
No, we
No,
were just talking about him.
Oh, gotcha.
yeah,
Well, hey, yeah,
we
talk about me. Maybe we'll work
Exactly.
that.
yeah we had just discovered his debut record, and then the new one was starting to warm up a bit. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. Vocal
Nice.
style. This song that I played it a couple times. TBT's played it more than a couple times. Vocally, I hear a little Hank Senior in there. Is that something you're trying to emulate, or is that just something that comes out?
I think it's just something that comes out. Because I never really listened to too much Hank growing up. It was more like 30s, 40s country or hymnals. So I think it just, I mean, it's probably comes from somewhere. Maybe it does, but I don't really know, I guess.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with someone saying that they hear a little bit of Hank Sr. in that. And as soon as Ace said that, I started listening again and I was like, man, I was like, you're right. Because I didn't think about it. And shoot, yeah, it's there. So I think that's definitely a good thing on your part.
Have you been told
Oh,
that
hell
before?
yeah, thank you. I've been told, hey man, you should really do a Hank Williams cover,
Yeah,
a few times on that. So that's probably what, where they got that. Then maybe they heard a little, yeah, heard a little
yeah,
sound that sounded like Hank.
yeah. Even pieces of the song, are reminiscent of Hank Senior, which is kind of cool. I like that. You know, it's in your bio here. It talks a little bit about inspiration from Dierks Bentley as one of them. Um, when I read that, I thought, you know what is it? Drunk on a Plane. I can hear a little of
And
that in
drink
there.
on a
A
plane.
little, so I don't know if that was intentional or just something that rubs off, but I can hear that a little bit in that song, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool when you're picking
Nice.
up, uh, you're picking up something that's contemporary in the fact of that song, but you've got a vocal that's a throwback, to a historical golden age of country music, which was the 40s and 50s, with Hank Sr. So you got a good blend there. I like that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I think yeah, intentionally too much of it doesn't. It's not like, oh, I want to intentionally do it like this guy or like this guy. But it for like the words or the sound of where the song is, I'm like, I'll be like, okay, wait, I intentionally wanted to kind of come in and rock that way or go nice and smooth that way, you know. But yeah, that's awesome. I figure that some of this, you know, sounds that I got come from different stuff I've listened to, and where and what exactly I never really know. But maybe that's a good thing that I don't, you know. I don't know,
Right.
you know.
Because you don't want to carry it too far. You don't want to carry it too far. I mean, was
Yeah.
it George Jones was known before he was big, was known for just imitating everybody. They called him Mockingbird because he sounded like everybody, and he didn't have his own voice. You have your own voice; it's distinctly you, but we can hear the influence. And that's nice. You're not carrying it too far. So
Cool. Thanks, man.
stuff that you're working on that's going to be on the EP, is it all
Mhm.
similar to Any Way You Go? Or are there things
Uh,
in there that are a little more straightforward contemporary country?
we got High Life, which is it's kind of a bit like the Any Way You Go style, and then we got a few sad ones in there, which are pretty they're cool. They rock real well, I think. Got some awesome steel on them, and just a cool swag. And then there's one that's a little more contemporary with the lo-fi drums kind of kicking in the back. And that was the next one going to come out, Midwestern Pearl. See, this is what I think, though, but you got to make up your own decision, you know, by listening to it.
Did you say that one's going to be called Midwestern Pearl?
Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
that's kind of a kick-ass name.
Cool.
I like that.
It's good. It's kind of trying to come up with the term for the Midwestern girls, you know, well, the Southern girls, they got their Southern Belle term,
Yep.
but wait, Midwestern girls ain't got a term. So I kind of went with that in the chorus for, you know, trying to key that in. And then talk about a little bit about harvesting and farming in the storyline. So, and it's a solo right.
Yeah, you're right, because Texas girls are distinctive. California girls, we all know about California girls.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Southern Belles, we know that because they're in every country song from the bro country genre. But no one
Yep.
talks about the Midwestern girls. They don't get their due.
They get
I don't
mentioned
think so. I
once
think
in California Girls, and then they're dropped.
Yeah, and then they're dropped.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Midwestern Pearl
Next
needs
time.
to stick. We have to make that one stick to
Yes,
the wall, and we're going to run with it.
and keep it good. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. That's what I'm
exactly.
trying to do.
So
I think it'll work, man.
does the new EP have do you have a name for it? Is that something that you can say yet, or are you kind of keeping that one on the down low?
So it's subject to change, but right now I'm thinking it's going to be called titled "Half a Heart"
Okay.
because that's another song that's going to be on there. But that's where I'm at right now, unless for some reason something else comes up and then we decide to change it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, if it
So
goes away, I think
it's cool.
Midwestern Pearl's a perfect name.
That would be cool. I wouldn't be against that at all.
There you go.
do you have a date for that particular song coming out yet? This one came out, what, 2 weeks ago? Anyway,
Yeah,
you go.
3 weeks ago. I
It was
think like
Friday
3
the
or 4 weeks
13th,
ago.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's Friday the
So
13th.
maybe a month ago.
Was
Yeah.
that intentional? Were you hoping
We
to
was
chase
we was
bad luck?
planning we were planning for it for like the 27th. And then talking about it like a few days before, we're like, let's just put it out now. So then okay, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. So do you have a
Well,
date for the next song?
we don't we don't have one set in stone exactly yet, but it should be like late February or no, late January or early February. We gotta wait for these Christmas songs to kind of. We gotta wait for Christmas to go. You don't want to release a song during Christmas, cause you lost half your audience. You know,
You gotta wait
there are
for
people that
Mariah
strictly
Carey to go back into the
yeah
closet for the next 11 months.
exactly.
Right. And what's so strange about Mariah is that she is now known singularly for that song, but her career is like, you're spanned with all kinds of great music. And and yet we have one season dedicated to her.
Yeah, it's
we,
Mary
Just,
Mariah
just
now.
straight up.
yeah, and I don't
Dang.
know that I've heard that song in its entirety ever. And
Oh,
I'm
I'm
fine.
going to make sure that changes. You will hear the entire song. No, that's
So
I
smart
don't
though. I
think
mean, you're going to
I've
give
heard
this
the
one
whole
a
thing
chance
either.
to. You'll give this song a chance to simmer and boil and get the fall out of the
Mhm.
way with Any Way You Go, which I think is good. Again, it's an awesome bonfire, sitting out, chilling with the people, still drinking a cold beer. But as the fall and the winter get here, get that song out. I think that's a good idea to wait till January, February to get that other one out. Now we know with the whole bonfire thing, you were talking about your dream and all. Somebody told me to ask you about your craziest bonfire moment.
Phew. Okay,
I'm not
it might
telling
be
you
one of
who.
these. It might be one of these recent ones. And I actually tossed it in the video. And I don't know if this is the craziest one, but it's a crazy one. But we'll see if you guys got any after too. I don't know, but so this is while I was trying to record the lyric video for it. My buddy takes it. It's a metal container. You can watch it on the end of the lyric video. I was glad they let me put that in there because it's kind of borderline. Like, wait a second, this might be too crazy to. Anyhow, so you've seen it in videos if you haven't seen it in real life. Old son's taking the container in of gas, and sure enough, the container lights up. I'm like, okay, here we go again, dude. Come on, man. But
Wait, again?
no one. Well, I've probably seen people do it more than once, but I was like, this has just got to happen right now somehow. Like it's like, what's that thing called? Oh, that's that old one where if it can happen, it will happen.
Yeah.
Uh, Murphy's Law, I think. Anyhow, so nobody wants to come up close to the bonfire now with this gas can on fire. So he gave me a shirt, and I just ran over there and picked it up and chunked it in the fire while fire's like everywhere. It's you gotta see it on the video. It's in there. It's on the lyric video. It's crazy a little bit, but I got a few little burns on my hand that they end up getting better. But yeah, it was kind of stupid. But
were there any small towns that aren't around anymore because of this? Are there displaced refugees?
Dang.
But see, here's the thing. Cody should know
Hey,
better because these are the type of things that make us have safety stand downs.
Right.
No joke. I'm just trying to keep the firefighters in business, I mean,
Enough time sitting around
we
making
gotta keep it
chili. They
going.
need to go out and fight fires. I get it.
Yep. They need to clean, and then they got a little more work to do. They can go re-clean the fire truck again afterwards. And
See, Cody, he's going to get along great with us. So this is perfect. So tell us about some of your musical influences. We know that we've talked about what was in your bio and the intro that we brought you on, but like, who are some of your inspirations that you can remember from a childhood, even to what you're doing now? What's that big influence for you?
Any genre. It doesn't have to, just stick in the country vein. Was there anything that led you to this path that you were inspired by?
I think it was just like kind of an emotional time in my life that I really started listening to music, and like I was, I don't know if it was any like single person or anything. It was just songs, and I got my old ones. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really good tune. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't say that there's, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not a good thing. I don't know if I to key where exactly what I just call it like the lady in the wind. That's my muse or whatever you want to call it. And I see her as just the lady in the wind. It kind of blows through, and then I just get ideas. But it was something like that. That was like you need to do music. It wasn't like It's like I have to. I don't know. Something got me like that. I
Sure.
don't know exactly what it was, but it was
Right.
just like,
Who did you listen to growing up? Did you? I know you were talking about hymns and stuff with your
mhm.
dad, but were there bands that you listened to that you like? You had to listen, and you knew when they had a new song coming out, you've got to listen to that, whether it was country, rock, or whatever. Was there anybody that you really listened to?
No, because I wasn't till I was like 16 or 17 working construction that I started to listen to other music other than like the 40s or 30s country and hymnals.
Sure.
But like the 40s and 30s was like Tumbling Tumbleweeds, Marty Robbins,
Wow. Yeah.
uh, and then whatever that one song is, Mule Train, clippity clopping over mountain range. This one goes, so long, it's been good to know you. So long. I don't know, really old ones like that are just kind of, but uh, I think whenever I was like 16 listening to music, it was like a lot of Texas and red dirt country. And then,
Was it Mule Skinner Blues? Was it?
uh,
That
who?
might have been right there. Mule Skinner Blues.
The on the Mule Train one, or
Yeah, yeah. Is that? I know that was
mm,
pretty popular one back then.
yeah, that might be what that one's called. I'm not
Off the top of my
100%
head,
sure.
you've listened to much more 30s and 40s country than I have.
Yeah, but you pulled
Maybe.
that one out. I mean, come on.
I know a little bit.
Uh,
I know a little bit. I listen to things.
What are
That's
you
some good
listening
stuff.
to now?
So the Wilder Blue, which is one, it's like Zane Williams' band, and they just came out with an album Friday, and
Nice.
then all sorts of different. I'd have to open up my phone. I don't know what I listened to. I think it was radio I was listening to today on my way here and there. Um, what's Man? I don't know if my brain's just forgetting right now or what.
Well,
It's
it's
like I'm
so
drawing a
interesting.
dang blank.
It's so interesting that and I'm not sure how old you are, but as young as you are,
Mm.
you listen to something that's so historic and draw from that. A lot of your contemporary country singers now are expressing an interest in reviving that 90s country sound that was so popular with like Brooks and Dunn, Garth Brooks,
Hmm.
and stars like that, Travis Tritt. um, but you sounding the way you sound as you sing the style of that song, uh, it brings a little freshness to what's out there maybe on the radio. If everyone's doing the same thing, then it's the same thing, right? So you separate
Yeah.
yourself a bit.
Someone, yes. Well, and it wasn't like I didn't do that on purpose, I guess. Someone else has told me kind of the same thing before a little bit. Like you got an older sound, but it's cool somehow with what's going on right now. And I do love Brooks and Dunn. So I did listen to a bunch of Brooks and Dunn. I think I had them in that bio too before, and then we went.
Yeah. And they
Uh,
were hard to miss, in the 90s. They were everywhere. Tim McGraw, Garth, everywhere. Hard to
mhm.
miss.
Well,
That
Yeah,
look
I
at
remember.
Brooks and Dunn. There's another couple of songwriters that
Mhm.
decided to break out and do their own vocals. So I mean, that's perfect company.
Yeah, and I think Ronnie Dunn's even the one. I think he owns Big Loud or is the owner of Big Loud. Is that
I
right?
I think it is.
And then Big Loud's the one that picked up Morgan and Hardy and stuff. So he's still in the game, just in a different way. And then I think he's
Yeah.
about to come out with a song with Garth Brooks on. Garth and Ronnie are supposed to come out with a song um, on Black Friday or whatever it is, that day after Thanksgiving.
What the heck? You release a song on Friday the 13th. They're releasing a song on something called Black Friday, which sounds terrible. I think well, it does. Would you want to release anything on Black Friday where you're out, and people
Absolutely, because that's
they
where
might stop.
everybody's out shopping and they want to buy everything. So heck yeah, I'm going to release it on Black Friday.
People get hurt on Black Friday.
Well, that's if they're selling Cabbage Patch dolls and trying to get their Starbucks. They'd be fine.
I know.
smashing through smashing through some
Exactly.
Walmart stores, and then Garth and Ronnie Dunn's songs just playing in the background. That's everybody's first memory to that song.
That's
It's
the
like,
next
yeah,
controversial video that we can have.
The last time
yeah.
I went Black Friday shopping, it's been a while because I'm old now. But the
True.
last time I went, we were at the mall with everyone
hmm
else, uh, just tons and tons of people, and you had to be there early before everything opened because it opened at midnight on Black Friday back then. There was a crowd, believe it or not, in front of Victoria's Secret that's like 500 people deep. It's deep. There is a person standing on a couple of like a podium type thing, giving the announcement of how they're going to do this Black Friday sale and how orderly it's going to be, and everyone's going to stay calm. They start
Yeah,
raising
right.
that cage slowly as this person's talking. Everyone just stay calm, keep calm. They ran the person over. They slid on their bellies under the cage into Victoria's Secrets. Men, women, and children. It didn't matter. Whatever's on sale there, they're getting. And I think they trampled the person that was trying to calm them down.
That is
Hey,
amazing.
It was amazing. I stood and watched it all. I was a witness.
So, see,
like
just imagine
pushing.
if that was your record that was getting released and everybody's trampling to go in there and get it. Yeah, you winner, chicken dinner.
That would be
Oh,
cool.
Exactly. All right, so let's get to the big elephant in the room because I know there's a lot of
right.
people that are very curious. And this is going to be
Mhm.
how you got involved with Dolly Parton and being part of this, huge Rockstar album that's like 120 songs. Okay, maybe 30, but still, there's a lot of songs on this thing. It's been very, very highly anticipated. It's been released now. How did Cody get involved with this?
Okay, this is like well, probably a little lucky, probably a lot lucky. Um, I happen to be doing Anyway You Go 2 days before doing the background vocals on it, where they shout out "Anyway You Go, Anyway You
Yeah.
Go." We were doing the backing vocals there in the studio with Kent 2 days before. He hits me up and says, "Hey, y'all are just doing these. We need some other gang vocals for the Dolly stuff I'm working on." So I don't know if it was just happening to be in there 2 days before that he's like, "Oh yeah, grab Cody." So I was able to get and he said can you get he wanted almost to get me to get the same people because I had a few friends and stuff in there, but he's like, "Wait a second, let me call you back. Don't call your friends yet." Calls me back and he's like, "Okay, we got some other people, but just bring you and your wife if that's cool." I said, "Okay, cool." So I was able to get my wife in there too, and then we just went in there and did like five of the gang, or vocals. We called them gang vocals.
Right.
And see, I'm like, okay, my voice ain't really gonna come through probably on any of these, but they kind of did on "World on Fire" at the end of the chant thing. The "World on Fire." If you know my voice well enough, or I don't know, you might be able to tell. And you can
Yeah.
kind of tell its distinctness a little bit in the chant at the end. And then on "We Are the Champions," we will rock you. Right on "Rock You," you can kind of hear my voice. So that's kind of
Okay.
cool. Um, uh, yeah, that was, and then I think we did like five of them.
Real.
We Will Rock You, "We Are the Champions," which I think they're supposed to play on Thanksgiving Day. I think Dolly's performing that at halftime show. And then uh, "World on Fire," "Purple Rain," um, two other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head. I
So
should, but my
you
my brain
you
has horrible memory.
you get this. I mean, this is a gig. You get a phone call. Hey, do you want to come in and do this? Oh, sure. You make it on the album. You're on these songs. I mean, how is one supposed to feel after that? Here you are. You just released your debut single, and you've got this that you're, let me put this on my resume, doing background vocals for freaking Dolly's freaking Rockstar record. I mean, that's awesome. As I catch him in the middle of the drink.
I I haven't even. Everything seems like it goes from one thing to another to another to another so fast that I don't even know if I've had like time to really think about like um how big or good or what it is, because it's just like, oh, we got more stuff to do, we got more stuff to we got more stuff to do. So my brain's already into figuring out all the different stuff on releasing Midwestern Pearl, making sure I finish class because I'm going to college. So we're wrapping up that summer. I've got like a uh, finals coming up soon. So
Ooh.
there's where my brain goes there, and then yeah. So it's always one thing to another. I maybe in a few months or something, I'll kind of be able to look back and I guess really kind of fathom what all has been going on. Till then, right now, it's just on the grind, on the grind.
Did you know that she was recording this record next door, or even what this record was, or were you just so zoned in what you're doing, and then when they grab you, you're like, what are we doing with Dolly?
Well, it was like 2 days later, after doing the background vocals on Any Way You Go. So it was like 2 days later. I was at that house, and then Kent's guy, called and asked if we wanted to come back in and do the vocals on Dolly's song. So I wasn't at the studio then, and it was like, okay. I was like, yeah. So then it was like, I think 1 or 2 days later after that we went in and did them, and Dolly wasn't in there. That the uh the main tracks were already recorded. I had kind of gotten a heads up before that they were working on the Dolly Rockstar album, but uh no type of heads up that they needed some background vocals that I was gonna maybe be a part of. But
So you didn't get to meet Dolly?
it's cool. I did get to meet Dolly.
You did?
Whenever we did the release party,
Yeah.
yes, but not there in the studio while recording. It was after at the release party.
Awesome. So you got invited to that as well?
Yeah, and it was like one of those like you have to be on the list things to go to and stuff. So I was like, all right, well, this is pretty cool.
Did you have to get a tux?
But
Did you have to get a tuxedo?
no, I didn't wear a tux. I didn't know. I didn't wear a tuxedo.
Yeah, because that seems like you're not a tuxedo type of guy. So that's what.
None of us are.
Yeah, no.
Hey, I look very dapper in a tuxedo.
I put dude, you might even got the hair for it.
See?
Spike the hair up some.
Now I'm gonna try to pull this up here for those that are actually watching, but I just pulled this up on your Instagram, and there's the photo
Yeah.
of you with Dolly. Yeah. I mean, I can't add that to my resume. I've not got a picture with Dolly. My last photo was with Warrant.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now you got a feather cap for that one. If you do nothing else after this, you've met Dolly.
Did I? Yeah, and freaking met her and got to sing on the background. So that's already yeah. I'm like, well, if my EP or any of my music singing crashes, well, at least I got to do that. At least I could set a grandkid on my lap and say, well, you know what, Sonny? Back in my day, I sang with Dolly Parton.
And she will probably still be alive and kicking, hopefully, so that
somehow.
all of our grandkids will be able to see her. So yeah, most definitely. So obviously you've got college that you're trying to get finished up and get all done, but with the release of the upcoming EP, what other kind of are you trying to start like a media frenzy with doing interviews and making appearances and all that? Are you trying to? Obviously, I think this is going to be something that's going to be with your publicist and all that, but are you trying to get out there and start pumping up the Cody Howell name and all that just so you can get more of that momentum? Because that's got to be something for a new artist or someone just getting a little bit farther in the game that it's going to end up being quite the whirlwind. Because I mean, if you don't If you don't do things like this, you do a podcast, every week or a radio interview or whatnot. Is that just something that's going to come with the territory, or are you starting to see that increase, with the release of that single?
It's increasing. I feel like because what was it? Last week or 2 weeks ago it was like 3 podcasts, 4 shows, all in a week. It's and then making sure trying to doing my best to make sure I keep up with videos, photos, and just keep putting that up to get to ride that momentum and keep that momentum going to get the train up and moving. But it is it's all the podcasts, all the different stuff. It's like almost like its own little full time job a little bit.
For sure.
Making sure, okay, wait, we got this thing next, and it's cool. And the one I'm looking forward to is on the 27th. I go on a today in Nashville TV show where we get to play it with full band. So Kent and his guys will be playing for me on there. So that's gonna be freaking awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, I will tell you, in case you did not know, that this will be the best podcast that you've been on today.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah,
at least today.
At least today. At least today.
The only thing, I think, so I'm seeing my video lag. Is that? I think that's probably. Do you see my video lag on your side?
Yeah, the video does sometimes, but the audio is absolutely fine. And with ours, I mean, with going live, on the video, but the audio is going to be absolutely fine. So it is no big deal whatsoever.
That's good.
Yeah, technology.
Well, in the new house, or since buying it, I'm just moved in here like 4 weeks ago, and their internet out here isn't as good as it is in town. So I'm just kind of gauging, but it's a really cool spot. It's just out in the country, so you don't get as good internet. So I'm just asking on that.
Well, yeah, and you're in Nashville, right? Or close to Nashville?
Outside of Nashville now, yeah.
So that is music central, not just country music. I mean, are you running into rock stars and country music stars left and right? That's how I imagine it. Like you're at the grocery store and boom, you run right into, Hank Jr. or something. You run right into Lizzie Hale, Tommy Shaw.
Oh, look, there's John Corabi.
Yeah, John Corabi's there, Billy Sheehan. We interviewed both of them from there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of that happens, or you hear, oh wait, or no, okay, so this actually happened. I've been to quite a few different other people's places, but the other day I was leaving out of Bobby's Idol Hour, going down the alley, and coming out of Big Loud is Morgan Wallen. He's going for a run. That was right before the CMAs. I seen him running. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Did you run it down?
But no, I didn't. I didn't. Freaking turn over and be no, Morgan. No.
Play a few songs, Morgan. Stop! I play a few songs.
Stop! Listen to my tape. Listen to my demo. Listen to my demo.
Yeah, that actually brings up a very good point. How did you get that break into? Were you running around with your demo saying, "Here, check this out, check this out"? How did you get your big break?
It was just like meeting Lena, and Lena's like, "Hey, you need to meet Kent Wells." So
okay,
it was just they set up a meeting, and so I just went in there one morning and just played a few songs. And he's like, "Hey, yeah, do you mind sending me like 10 of them?" I was like, "Okay."
Wow,
that's good because normally people is like, "Oh, send me a couple," but he's like, "You got like 10 or something? Let me see." So I sent him 10 songs of just like me playing guitar, not even really put together or anything.
So you're talking about
Just
things
happened like
being
that.
lucky and just working out. You're not kidding. Because you mentioned this earlier on in the episode about meeting Kent and this getting the ball rolling. I mean, that was it. That's how things got going for Cody Howell.
Yeah,
That's insane.
And it's like, yeah, man. It's it's part of it's, yeah, I mean, it's like, whoa, wait, that actually happened, but that happened because you're in Nashville, you're in the right area, and then second, you're going out to hopefully get one of them to happen. You put out 5,000 strings, then maybe one of them's going to hit. But yeah, and then it just ends up being yeah, like um, chance, luck, whatever you want to call it, you know. And yeah, man, it's like I'm pretty blessed, man.
Well,
Just
and I love
it's
your
awesome.
reaction to that because you're not sitting there going, "Yep, that's what happened," and now I've got a song out. I mean, you genuinely seem pretty humbled at the fact that this happened to you, almost to the point where you're almost speechless, where it's like, yeah, do you even believe or have had the chance to sit back and go, "Holy crap, this is what I've done so far"? What?
Yeah, I don't think my brain has let me have the chance to like sit back and think like that yet. Because I'm like, I don't know, but it's like, it's it's awesome. It's like, it's like there is a few times I'm like, oh wait a second, yeah, I'm the person that's that's having living the dream right now, for a second, or for however long. I don't know. It may keep going, or something might stop tomorrow. I don't know, but I'm gonna
Right.
do my best to stay working, and
Well, and
trying to
you have
achieve
a lot
so that I can keep going.
Yeah.
you seem like you have a lot of excitement about it still. Like you're still very excited to be doing this. You call it a grind because that's what it is, but it seems like you're very excited about doing these things. It's still all
Hmm.
new and fresh, but the excitement's good. I like that.
Yeah, the excitement keeps the energy there. So you lose excitement, then you're waking up like but
So, single comes out. You got a second single coming out. You'll target the EP here at some point, but if we're
Mhm.
talking late January, early February for the second single, we're heading into spring maybe to release this EP. That where that puts you prime for? That puts you prime for the summer tour schedule. So have you even
Working
thought
towards
about
that.
that, where you could be somewhere on stage,
Work
opening for something pretty big like Morgan Wallen?
so working towards that, because that'll be right as I'm graduating college as well. But I got to keep keep getting to more of this like you was talking about it earlier, social media frenzy or whatnot. Keep going, and then make sure with each song or Midwestern Pearl and the other song released that they get a good shot at getting me in a good spot, so then I can either get a spot opening or a few spots opening, and not because that's cooler than making your own tour up. It's kind of depending,
Absolutely.
but there's a lot of different opportunities and options to rock with in this, you know, uh, as it's getting closer. And yes, I'm keeping the lookout, trying to look in the future as well as I can to make sure I get the best, or not make sure I get the best. I don't want to say it like that, but
We know what you
try to
mean.
get
Yeah.
the most optimal. Yeah, yeah. Try to make optimal or efficient or
Right.
whatever.
Right, and the interesting thing is that a couple of the guys we've talked to in the country genre that are newer artists like you, they've been opening for some of the more classic rock acts. Whether it be what Mark McKay was opening for, what Night Ranger and
Hmm.
38 Special, and
Right.
people like that.
Nice.
Would that be something that would interest you? I mean, of course, if it's an opportunity, you take it. But how would you feel about that?
I do. I mean, I like see I gotta look them up. I don't know. Are they like super they're not super rocky, I don't think. But I mean I like some rock country too, like
Right.
so, I where the vibe is and the right people are, a lot of it's if it's good people, good music, then it doesn't all have to be country. It's
whatever's helping get that Cody
be
Howell
part of it.
brand out there.
Whatever's helping Cody, that's what you got to look at.
Exactly. Now, I think you mentioned her a little bit ago, but you're married, correct?
Yes.
How is your wife taking all of this? The way that everything's happening for you. She's got to be. I'm going to assume probably your biggest fan and super supportive, and it's something I'm sure that she's really enjoying as well. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, I think she loves it. She goes to the shows and stuff, and makes sure to get pictures and videos and stuff. Sometimes whenever I'm like, "Hey, do you mind getting a few videos and pictures?" And she was really happy that she could be on the Dolly stuff or Dolly songs
Yeah.
as well and be in the background. And she ain't even much of a singer, but she loved me. It was cool because it was just like kind of shouting vocals and stuff, gang vocals. Um, but since we got this new house and stuff too, she's been real ecstatic about, finally having a house up here in Tennessee now. But I think she's loving it. She's being great support, and as well, I'm trying to do my best to make sure I'm not getting my brain too far down just the music hole, and and make sure to try to balance my duties, I guess, if that makes sense. Do my best to, and yeah.
Absolutely. You still have to be a husband.
Yes.
I didn't ask this earlier. You're obviously singing on the record. It's your record. Are you playing any instruments? You playing your guitar? Do you play other instruments?
On my record, nope. I don't play nothing on there, which might be kind of cool. But Kent's top of the line guitar player, and all the other guys that he works with are like, I mean, within a hundredth of a second time and stuff. It's crazy just to watch them, the way they're just sliding over everything. It's like extremely like detailed and
Right.
great. I play in my live shows, but yeah. Sorry, go
Nashville
ahead.
session players have always been top notch. Always been top notch. So it doesn't surprise me that you wouldn't play on it because they have the A team just lined up, the Nashville A team all the time, ready to go. Especially back in the those guys were amazing players.
Mm-hmm. And like they do it they've done it their whole life for a living. Played freaking guitar or bass or keys, and it's like you can't you can't sing and do all the other stuff and try to compete with someone who's just doing that to perfection.
Right.
Yeah, well, I don't think you could have gotten any luckier getting Kent Wells in your corner. That's probably one of the best things that probably could have happened to you, and I think that's awesome. Cody, we're going to bring this one to a close. We totally enjoyed the time with you. We hope you've enjoyed it as well. We want to remind everybody that Cody's debut single, "Any Way You Go," is out now. Go listen to it wherever you listen to your music. It's available on Apple. Go on YouTube, watch the lyric video, subscribe to Cody's channel because he's got little videos up quite often. He's got his music videos going. You can look when we get this posted. You're going to see all of his socials on there from Facebook and Instagram. Go like his stuff. Go subscribe. Support a new artist. Support Cody. Support Cody's wife. They got a new house. You got to do this. But of course, before we go, we got to make sure we thank our sponsors as well, Music and More Records and Bad Company Barbecue. We want to thank both of them. Cody, once again, thank you very much for joining the Weekly Pour podcast this evening. We're going to close this out. We're going to ask you to hold on while we bring it down.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you as the years go by, and hopefully we'll be able to have you on again.
You bet. Oh, yeah,
all right.
Fun. I like rocking with y'all.
Excellent. Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody that's listening or that's watching right now the live. We will not be back for the next 2 weeks. Actually, we won't be back next week, but we'll be back the week after. Is that correct, Ace? I get confused sometimes. Okay, so we will not be back.
You're the one bailing.
Yeah, I'm bailing next week, but we won't be here. So listen to this specific episode a few times. Get to know Cody a little bit more. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Again, this is the Weekly Pour Podcast. This was episode 74, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.